Hi Cancer, and welcome to your monthly horoscope for December 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Let me know what you think of my new backdrop. I tidied it up to the best of my ability. In this horoscope, I'm going to give you a rundown of what the planets are doing in December. I'm going to look at the things that really jump out at me that I think are going to influence you here in this month. And the point of these horoscopes is to try and get a sense of where the planets naturally support you and what's easy, and where certain things may be a bit of a challenge and you have to look at them a bit more. So the first thing in December here is that on the 2nd of December, Mercury, the communication planet, that goes into Capricorn and it hops over your descendant, as in what you're looking for, from your 6th house of work and daily routine, and it goes into your 7th house of relationship. So you may notice at the beginning of this month that your relationships in general become a priority, and you're like, how can I exercise my emotional intelligence and my ability to adapt things to improve my relationships? How can I transform them so that the people in my life and even the relationships that I have with work or places or things that I'm learning about, how can I make those more alive for myself? How can I make sure that I'm improving things and I'm engaging with the relationships that actually bring me something and make me feel like I'm growing in the right direction? So immediately you enter this month of December being very practical and saying, this is what works for me and this is how I want to use my energy. So it's interesting because for once, you guys, Cancer, whether you're sun sign or moon sign or rising sign Cancer, you're really at the top of your list of people you want to take care of and you want to perfect everything or improve it. And the good news is with Capricorn being the sign of the worker, if you look at those things, you are very likely to get the outcome that you initially set out to affect. So I want to create a different circumstance. So I'm the cause. How do I affect change in my relationships? Then on the 5th of December, we have Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity. That goes into Scorpio. And if you ever go on Instagram or Twitter or something, Venus in Scorpio is a thing. People talk about it. It's like, oh my God, why is Venus in my charts in Scorpio? It makes me so intense and it makes me so focused on really relationships that are way over the top and that can often kind of burn themselves to a crisp just because there's so much going on. I personally love Venus in Scorpio. It usually happens around this time of year, and Venus in Scorpio allows new relationships to come in out of the blue, and then suddenly it's like, how did I live without this person? Like, I feel so strongly. And that's why November, associated with the Northern Hemisphere and being pitch black and stuff, the planet of love, when she comes into that environment, it's like, let's have all these fun experiences which usually happen in the dark and which are really rewarding and kind of get me in touch with my own feelings and my own body and stuff. But for you guys, Cancer, it's even more effective here in December because when it changes into Scorpio, it hops from your 4th house of family to your 5th house of what you love and romance and children and what you're passionate about in work. So you're going to be interested in your relationships, also new relationships. And the key thing is I want to engage with people who make me feel something. Ideally something positive, right? And it's like spring, it's like a reawakening. It's like, because I'm connecting with someone and because I get to share my feelings and ideas and stuff, it gives me this sense of I'm growing out of the dark and I'm able to move through the water like a lotus flower and I'm able to come to the top and emerge as this beautiful thing that I am. Because Scorpio is about taking the difficulties, the dark, the night kind of energy and transforming it into the light. So you're particularly able to do that in your relationships. On the 6th of December, we have Neptune, the planet of dreams and intuition. That's at 24 degrees in Pisces in your 9th house of travel and education and the higher realms and what could be. So you're a real visionary in terms of this is a reality that I could make happen. Saturn and the transiting rising are also in Pisces in that 9th house. So there's an amazing certainty. And again, I'm talking about spiritual truth, as above, so below. You're able to see it in your mind's eye, or if it's not visual, then you feel it in your heart, or you get a sense of it somehow. It really doesn't matter how the message comes across, but there's this certainty that I see like this castle in the sky for myself. And now, because I've seen that, I'm able to manifest it on earth through taking a journey based on these insights. And I know that I'm going to get there. So if you felt apathetic or in limbo, the dream is revealed to you, particularly around the 6th of December here onwards. And it's easy to pursue that in a real world setting. So that's amazing, because I don't know about you, but whenever I've had a wonderful idea like that, that's really meaningful to me, and then I've taken steps with it, the outcome has always been more rewarding than it would have been for another person, because it was my dream, not theirs. That continues until the 12th of December. On the 12th, we have the new moon in Sagittarius, and that happens in your 6th house of daily routine and structure and work. So you may not want to be bogged down. You may not want the same routine over and over and over again, even though at other times you value that. I want to experience something new. I don't want to talk to the boss that I talk to every other day. I don't want to face all my colleagues that I've seen a million times. I want something exciting and new, right? So from the 12th of December onwards, if you're able to travel or go on a trip or do something fun for yourself, you're really going to benefit from that. And also you'll have itchy feet. It's like, I want to do something out of the norm. So allow yourself to do that if you're able. On the 12th of December as well, Mercury, the communication planet, goes retrograde. And it goes retrograde in your 7th house of relationships. So when the communication planet appears to go backwards, you're able to reevaluate the things rather than be caught up in the action of it. And in Capricorn, the sign of the worker, you can really evaluate your relationships in a way that's super brutal and harsh. Capricorn is black and white. So if you've been in a relationship with a friend or a partner or something, and you've known for a while that this isn't really working, I'm tolerating this because, I don't know, because I've just been busy or whatever. From the 12th of December onwards, you'll take stock of that, like inventory of it, and you can really look at that with an eye that is just ice cold. And you're like, I have been doing everything for this person and they don't even wash the dishes in the sink. It's time to... And you're not going to have any guilt around that. It's going to be a necessity, or that's how it will feel, and it'll be very matter of fact. So if you've been trying to stand, I mean, it doesn't need to be as extreme as, you're out the door. I mean, I'm just exaggerating, I suppose, with that outcome. But it can be more benign. It can be like, you know what, we've been living together for a while, or we've been friends for a long time. I really don't appreciate this. And one, you can express that. And second of all, you can then adapt your relationship. So if the other person is willing, you can change the nature of your dynamic. But you feel entitled to say that, which at other times, a lot of us don't always know if we're allowed to express those kind of feelings. So if that's something that's been a struggle, it can be a final ditch attempt to save this, to say something needs to change here if we're going to continue, or the realization that that conversation has already been had, nothing has changed despite the conversation, time to draw a line. The other interesting thing is that all the outer planets, and I'm moving up here now until the 23rd of December, so those are the key themes going up to from the 12th to the 23rd. All the outer planets, so Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, Jupiter, Uranus, they stay in the signs that they're in. And the outer planets really represent society and how we experience the world and what's going on in a larger kind of setting. And because they all stay in their signs, there aren't huge kind of waves of change coming at you. There's no kind of difference that's so significant and profound that you have to adapt yourself and respond to it. So that gives you a little bit of time and some peace and quiet so that you can focus on your relationships. You can focus on experiencing new things and doing something which is just for fun. And it gives you that time to recharge your batteries by being active and by creating movement in your life. So Cancer, I think you're going to be very busy and have a very good time in December. And also you'll have more energy to pursue all these things because it's like the new is pulling you towards it. On the 23rd of December, Mercury, the communication planet, then retrogrades back into Sagittarius, sign of the adventurer, and it goes into your 6th house of work and daily routine, and Mars is next to it, and so is Ceres. They're all in Sagittarius. So I am driven to find new information that empowers me. Me, my fire that burns within, my drive, what I'm passionate about. So again, if you're shy or you're reluctant to grab what you want because, ooh, what may other people think, or maybe I'm wrong or something, you'll notice that you suddenly become very, very decisive. And if you are interested and motivated by something, then you can create that permission for yourself and get nearer to it or bring more of it into your life. On the 26th, we've got the full moon in your sign of Cancer, and that happens just underneath the ascendant in your first house of self. The full moon is when the moon releases all this energy and it showers us. So with it being Cancer, you are going to feel so comfortable in your own skin. You'll get the sense of everything makes sense. I feel positive and I have a lot to give. So it's really like Christmas in a real world setting, if you celebrate on the 26th here. But it's also like an emotional Christmas where you feel a sense of well-being. You feel creative, intuitive, and you just feel like all of your strengths are supported, and the challenges or the issues that you have are minimized. Doesn't mean they go away, but you're going to be like, oh, I barely noticed this. So it's a freedom from self in a way. On the 30th, we've got Venus going into Sagittarius, also in your 6th. So again, what's going to happen with my work? What new things can I experience? I love the new. I love taking risks, going on adventures. Also because this is fire, if you have been struggling with the fact that you want to exercise, but you can't, that may make sense to me because I'm one of those people. I would love to have a consistent exercise routine, right? But I go and then I'm really intense about it for 2 weeks and then I fall off and then I repeat. If you've found something similar, it's a good time to try different types of movement, exercising your body, and particularly something you haven't tried in the past, because it may really motivate you and say, this is something I love so much that I can be consistent with it. So if you haven't tried hot yoga, try it. And you've been doing Pilates, then make the shift and just experience something new. And then also on the 30th, we've got Jupiter, the lucky planet. That goes direct, so it moves forward. And it's in Taurus, in your 11th house of hopes and dreams and connections with other people, friendships, society in a way. Uranus, the miraculous and unexpected, is near there. So that again says to me that you're able to realize your hopes and dreams, both in terms of the structure of your life and finding something new which then becomes a solid in your everyday experience. But it can be anything. It can be around work, it can be around relationships, whatever your hopes and dreams are. So earlier in the month, identify what's important to you, embrace that certainty, go out and look for it as such, and bring it back to your own backyard where you can then place it and look at it every day. So you go on a trip, you find a little garden gnome that would fit into your garden, you buy him, you put him there, and then every time you look out the window, you get to see him. So you can make your world richer and more rewarding for yourself. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with in December. I hope you have a fabulous month. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to order your reading with me. And to draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where I can work that out. And the chart changes every 4 minutes. So the closer the time, the more accurate your chart. If you have any questions, life purpose, career, travel, anything at all, please do get in touch. Have a wonderful month, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.